Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, then hello newbies. I just finished this little look off for you today. It's a little smoky purple eye with a winged liner and a vampy lip. If you want to see how I got this, then please keep watching, and as always, subscribe in the link down below, and also check me out on Facebook and Snapchat. See ya! This is just a wee cream shadow from Zoeva that I've taken out of the Smoky palette. I'm going to use that all over the lids. Okay, so taking my favourite highlighter eyeshadow, it's called Shimma Shimma by Makeup Geek. I'm going to use that as a highlighter on my brow bone. Okay, so next I'm going to use Creme Brulee and Peach Smoothie from Makeup Geek as a transition colour. I'm going to mix both of these on my crease. Okay, so now we've got our transition colour. We're just going to go in with some purples. This is a lovely wee palette from Makeup Atelier, and I'm going to use all three purples on this little one. So starting off with the lightest purple in that palette, we're just going to start on our crease and just pat that on. So just patting that on in the crease, just building up that colour, and then blending with your fluffy blending brush. So just really blending that on your crease line and make it seamlessly blend into your transition colour. So just building up that colour. I'm using a darker purple now and just keep building on that purple. Make it. So now I'm using the last darkest purple on that palette, and I'm really darkening that up. So to make that purple really deep, I'm going to go in with MAC's little paint pot that came in the Christmas palette. It looks something like this. And just blend, blend, blend. Blending, blending, blending. Okay, so for my lid, I'm going to use this lovely deep purple that I have on my Zoeva Smoky palette. I'm just going to pat that all over the lid. Okay, so now I'm going to go back with Creme Brulee and just put that back into your crease, because we've kind of lost it a little bit there. Okay, so I just want to darken out just the outside corner just slightly. I'm going to use some black. Okay, so I have a slightly hooded eye, so I need to do my liner slightly different. You can see so you can see where I've started off on that line, and if I pull my eye up and when I rest it, it's completely different. Just be very careful. Okay, so now foundation. This is NC20. I'm very pale. Okay, so clearly it's the wrong shade for me, but we'll just work with it. I actually wear my foundation slightly a tone darker than what I'm supposed to because I'm just a milk bottle and I need coverage. Not even coverage, but more so just a little bit of colour into my pale ass life. We'll blend it out. So I'm going to do concealer under the eyes, so I'm not bringing my foundation all the way up there, but a very thin coat so it sort of blends in nicely once we get our concealer on. Just to blend it all out, I'm using my Duo Fibre stippling brush, and I'm going to bring that all the way behind the ear, all the way down the neck, and just very lightly get. So the concealer that I've been using lately is this wee one from Unique. I find it's really good coverage. I was told to give it a go because it's amazing. So I don't want to waste any products. I just literally put a little bit there, and a little bit there. Okay, so now we have our concealer on. I'm going to work in a triangle motion with my concealer brush. Look at that coverage already, it's really good. So just very messily, I'm going to work that out. So with my leftover, there's always leftover with that concealer, which is great. I'm just going to use it as a highlighter as well, and just highlight the high bone. High bone, I meant T-zone, so on your forehead, down the centre of your nose, Cupid's bow. Okay, so getting your damp beauty blender, this little pointy bit up here is going to be really great for in the corner. And we're just dabbing just to blend that out. And it helps get right up there and it'll stop creasing throughout the day. Okay, so next is powder the whole face, and I'm going to be using Makeup Studio in Silk Perfection. It's my favourite. I dab on mine first and then in downward motions all over to make sure that it's really silky smooth before I start contouring, because we don't want our powder to stick on any of the foundations and it'll just end up being dirty. Okay, so the powder contour that I love to use since way back at the start of the year is Sleek's palette. This is really good to use. Okay, so now that I have it and like a little dome brush, what you want to do is slightly carve out where your bone structure is. So you can see where that line is, that's my starting point, that's where I want to build on. But we'll go over here and do the exact same thing and make sure that they're balanced. Okay, so as you can see, I have it on both sides now. So it's time to kind of carve on it and then move on to the rest of the face. Yeah, I do duck face, but it's an easy way to know where your bone structure is so you can carve out. Depending on preference, it depends on where you want to contour. The cheeks is a big popular one for most of my clients, but I tend to do my nose. I do my nose because it's been pointed out to me on numerous times that I have a crooked nose, and I know now that you're looking, it does veer off to the side. But sure, that's what contouring is, your illusion that everything is perfect on your face and it's all asymmetrical when clearly my nose is not. Okay, so to fix that, I get the smallest brush I can find, and again, draw a line where you're going to contour. So you can kind of see I've straightened it up slightly. Like it's not going to be really straight, but to the eye, it'll look straight, and just even it up on the other. So once I do my side of my nose, this will also make it look slimmer. I don't want it to be too long, so I just cut off the tip, just very lightly. So now that our nose is done, I'm going to contour the rest of my face. Slightly on the hairline, making sure to buff that out really well. Leaving our highlighted place. And lastly, what I like to do is hide this disgusting little thing. So same as our cheeks, follow down your jawbone. You don't want to go too heavy on the contouring down here because it'll be very noticeable. Big dark line here, and you have too light foundation, it just won't work. Very lightly. Okay, so what I've done there is just put the darkest purple underneath, and we're going to make it the opposite. We're going to fade it out. Okay, now that the darkest purple is on underneath our eyes, I'm going to go in with the light purple, which is the one from the makeup. The lightest one that I've used on the top of my eye. I'm going to use this middle one, which is the lightest underneath. Okay, once I have that on, I just rub off my excess onto my hand or a dry cloth and just really blend that out. And lastly, just to blend that out to the skin so it's a nice transition into the foundation, that colour that we use up here for our transition colour, I'm going to use that. So a little bit of creme brulee from Makeup Geek, and that's just going to blend that purple really nicely. Okay, so what I've done there is just a little eye kohl under the eye. The blacker the better. Grabbing some black eyeshadow to keep that eye pencil on all night. I'm going to just lightly dab, especially on the waterline, as I find throughout the night it tends to just disappear. Obviously because of the water and stuff, it's hard for it to stay. So going back and using a highlighter, I'm going to highlight in the tear duct, on the cupid's bow, tip of my nose, and the cheekbones. So I'm going to go all out and go vampy with the sleek mulberry, and this is just a Primark pencil. So if you've made it this far and watched the whole Snapchat story, I'm very proud of you. I'm sorry it was so long, but thank you very much. So why not give it a go? Send me your pictures if you do have a go at it, and until next time, thanks for watching and stay tuned for more.